I don't know. They're a good team that came off ball screens very well. We're hitting the open man. We had to help a lot just because we're a smaller team. We know we have to always be in help side. So, but other than that, they were making shots and playing really good offense.
And of course, they were running, getting a rebound off the glass and run up the court too, and it kind of makes it hard to defend them, I'm sure.
Yeah, the second half we did a very poor job of transition defense, which is usually one of our strengths during the games. We usually don't let up a lot of transition points, but I don't know if it was fatigue or we just didn't know who we had, but we got to be able to fix that up and get it right.
Did their defense make it a tough shooting? Do certain things to make it a tough shooting night for you?
I don't think so. I thought we got the shots we do in practice. We got a lot of into the paint, kickouts, a lot of shots we shoot in practice, like I said. So I think we just got to be able to knock them down and be tough enough to knock them down.
Another tough rebounding day for you guys. With Joey not coming back, I guess. How do you kind of handle that, not having Joey and having to? How do you kind of hang in there on the boards the rest of the way now?
We just have to really focus on team rebounding. We can't just expect Satch or Shane or anyone else who's leading the rebounding just to get the board down. We got to be able to do it collectively as a team, and if that takes each guy maybe getting 3 or 4 every single game, then that's what it's going to take.
How much tougher in general is it going to make things the rest of the way without Joey, without one of your guys?
Very tough. He was a veteran on this team. He's been to the ACC, been through the grind. He's one of our big men as well, so now we're young on the big men side, but we wish him the best, and we hope that everything he does in his future is successful with.
Is that new?
What?
The ankle? I mean, is it hurt?
No, I just tweaked it during the game. Yeah, just stepped on someone's shoe.
No big deal. How are you holding up? I mean, I know you went through a tough season last year. You had a good individual season, but the team had a tough season. It's kind of going tough again. I mean, I was watching you at some points tonight. It looked like, I don't know, maybe you didn't have the bounce in your steps. Sometimes you do. I mean, are you holding up okay emotionally with the losses and all that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you get down after a loss, but we got to be able to bounce back. We can't dwell on the losses. We got to be able to go into the next game ready and read the scout report and be ready to go every single day. So obviously the losses are disappointed, but we got to be able to bounce back.
I still wish I could knock down some more shots. I think I was 1 for 4 or 1 for 5 from the three-point line, so I got to get back in the gym, shoot some more threes, and I just got to get more aggressive, I think.
Now, did their defense make it a tough shooting day for your team in general?
Not really. I mean, a lot of our shots were uncontested. We just couldn't knock them down. I mean, they are a good defensive team, but a lot of the times that we had open shots that we just couldn't hit.
They put up a lot of threes, made a lot of threes. What made them so tough from three-point range?
Well, they have 4 shooters in the game at one time, like the whole game. So it was hard for us to contest. And of course, they weren't holding the ball at all. They had a thing called .5 where they didn't let the ball stay in their hands for more than .5 seconds. So it was hard when they're swinging it so fast, and we have to react, and we have to get in help side. And it was just tough, but we got to get better at it.
Anything else that's one of the better offenses in the country. Anything else made their offense such a challenge tonight?
Not really. Not beside the 4 shooters. I mean, we weren't getting beat off the dribble that bad. It was just they were shooting it so crazy. And I mean, they shot 60% in the second half, which is hard to overcome any team you play.
Of course, tough rebounding night again for you guys. I mean, how now you're not going to have Joey the rest of the year. How do you? Is it possible to do any better on the boards, especially not having one of your big guys now the rest of the way?
Oh yeah. I mean, we just got to box out better. I mean, I know we keep saying it over and over again, but we really, so as long as we really focus on it, I think we'll be able to overcome it.
How tough is it going to be to not have Joey the rest of the way?
It's going to be pretty tough. I mean, we played the last 5 or 6 games without him, so we're kind of getting used to him not being here, unfortunately. I mean, we wish the best for him, but we have to do what we can do to overcome him not being here, since he was a big and he was pretty good on the board, so we just have to do our best.
You've lost a lot of games in a row now. Is it just how much of it is just you've been playing some good teams of late, some really good teams of late, or how much do you see any light at the end of the tunnel here?
I'm not exactly sure. I think 4 of the 5, or at least 5 of the 5 teams, were in the top 25 in the nation, in the country. So we have been playing some really good teams lately. But a lot of the games, they're pretty close. They're all winnable games. It's not like we got blown out every single game. I mean, this game got kind of out of hand, but it was close for the most of the game. So I mean, these games are winnable, even though we're not ranked or anything. We just have to play harder. We have to make some more shots. We have to do some things that we normally don't do, like box out, and then I think we'll be okay.
How are you guys mentally right now? If you're going through a tough stretch, does that make it tougher to get up the next day, go to practice, things like that?
Not really. I mean, Buzz brings so much energy to us. We're always up. That's why we keep playing hard. We're still the aggressor in most of the games. we just have to get better at knocking down shots and just playing 40 minutes. A lot of times we play 20 minutes hard and take 20 minutes off, and we can't do that, especially not being the ranked team and the supposedly better team. So we have to just be more aggressive and put a little bit more confidence.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
No problem.
Well, what about that Notre Dame offense? Did you find particularly challenging tonight? And on the Joey front, what kind of made you decide that you didn't want to have him help the team anymore?
Specific to Notre Dame, offensively, they're just so potent. It's hard to figure out where your help can come from. They make you pay based on your decision on where you're going to help. You can change your ball screen coverage, which we did. Dependent upon your ball screen coverage, depends on where your help's coming, and they make you pay. I told Coach, I think I've mentioned it to you in a text, they're as good as a team as he has had, in my opinion. I thought at times in the first half we did okay, but I thought we became very offensive sensitive in the second half. I think when you're playing against a team and you're constantly taking the ball out of the net, you want to turn it into a scoring contest, and you think that your stops will come after you score a basket. And that's not the right way to play, period, but it's for sure not the right way to play against Notre Dame, because they'll win. Specific to Joey, I've handled it, I promise you, in every possible way, the best that I believed to handle it. He's a good kid. It was not an easy decision in any sort of way. He's in school. He's going to graduate. I think that's important. That's important to him. That's important to his family. And that was the decision that I made, but it was not one that I made. Obviously, I didn't make it very quick.
Why were they able to get out in transition and hit some of those threes? That's usually something you're pretty good with.
Good question. I told our team, I think it was in the first timeout that I called in the second half, right before the first media timeout. I said, this is the first time I've ever said this to you, because we've never had this problem, but we've got to get back in transition. And when Devin had his second foul in the first half, we played Shane and Satch together, and we were discombobulated in transition, and they shot open shots. They just happened to miss them. And then in the second half, their first 4 possessions, they scored in transition and or got fouled. And I think that time frame, Mike, is when we became offensive sensitive. Like, we were thinking, okay, we're going to get a stop, and then we'll play against, we'll have a set defense. And we became too discouraged.
Well, did Justin have a setback? You sounded optimistic Sunday night when we talked to you.
You probably know more about this than I do. I play dumb. That's part of the coy in me. I'm not dumb. I did a lot of research and spent a lot of time talking to doctors when all that stuff came out with the NFL and all the concussions, and they were going to change how they made helmets, and now an independent doctor had to release them and all those things. And at about that time, Jimmy Butler had a concussion during practice one day, and I didn't realize it, and it's very similar to what happened to Justin. Like, Justin finished practice the day that he supposedly sustained the concussion. And I was optimistic the last time that I saw you, but there are incremental steps that you go through in the test to become asymptomatic and all of those things, and it's based on a score, and his score continued to improve, but then as we began to add physical parts of the test, he kind of leveled off. I would say if I pushed the issue, we probably could have played him today. But like when you have a concussion, the longer you can go and not have another concussion, the more the brain is able to heal. And I think it's so, there's nothing conclusive, and that's what's dangerous about it. If you break your arm, they do an x-ray, they see the break, they put you in a cast, and they say in 8 weeks we'll take it out. But when it's with the brain, you can't diagnose the brain. And so we erred on the side of caution. I hope that tomorrow he can do something individually with the ball in his hands, which will add to the test. And then we'll see how he responds to that on Saturday, which will determine if he can play on Sunday. It's part of it. It's part of all that we're going through, but we miss him as a player. That kind of goes without saying, but we miss him in practice as a body, and then we missed those 32 minutes to try to get to 200 too. And so it's the stress of all of that.